Hello everybody, I am AngryBird. We're continuing our coverage of the Brawl on Brest, and today we're heading into the semi-finals. First game up, Herr versus Xenon.Gun. So as we take a look at the decks, we have Herr playing the 3rd Guards Tank Corps on Maverick Income versus Xenon.Gun playing the 14th Infantry on Vanguard Income. So, very interesting choice here. These two players, I'll tell you the system of the tournament. There's a coin toss. Whoever wins, I believe the winner gets to choose the side that they play, so allies or axis, and then the loser of that coin toss obviously plays the other side. Both players get to ban 4 divisions, or the loser I think gets to ban 4 divisions first, and then the winner of the coin toss obviously picks their division. And then it switches round, you know, so 4 bans each basically. But the surprise is, and what I'm getting at is, why did Xenon.Gun not ban the 3rd Guards Tank Corps? Pretty much considered the best division in the game at the current moment in time, or certainly one of the top 3. Along with 78 Sturm and probably I think it's 26th Guards Tank Corps. 26 Guards Strelkovi. But yes, why did Xenon.Gun allow Herr to take the 3rd Guards Tank Corps? Maybe he just forgot about that division, but for me, a major mistake not banning that division. And you could suggest that this map, possibly in more of an infantry map than a tank map, but the 3rd Guards Tank Corps, they have those Emchers, and those Emchers are ruthless at short range. So Herr's going to take advantage of that opportunity. He's going to bring out the 3rd Guards Tank Corps, and he's going to bring them out on Maverick Income. So we have the A phase IS-2 Comroti. We've got 2 IS-2s in B phase and then 4 in C phase, along with a hell of a lot of Emchers, fairly up-vetted Emchers in the early parts of the game, A. So 6 Emchers in A phase, 12 Emchers in B phase, and then we've got 9 double-vet Emchers in C phase, and then 15 no-vet Emchers. So he certainly, although he's got Maverick, he's certainly got enough tanks in that C phase to really put Xenon.Gun in some trouble in positions. We've got a hell of a lot of M42 guns as well, so a hell of a lot of anti-tank guns and anti-tank weaponry on the side of Herr. It is going to be a major difficulty for Xenon.Gun to use any tanks with that 14th Infantry. He's on the Vanguard Income. He is going to be reliant on the Tigers. He's got 2 in A phase, Yes, 2 in A phase, the Tiger E Fura also in A phase, and then 4 in B phase. It's just not enough Tiger tanks to stand up to the IS-2s really, and the rest of the anti-tank weaponry. He is going to be able to take advantage of the IGs, but double vetting them is quite a surprise. I would have opted to go for more numbers rather than the double vets of the IG 290, the Russian IG, the IG 18, only 2 of them in A phase, although actually this may be different now because of the patch. The numbers available will have changed ever so slightly with those IGs, but also the MG42s on 2-star as well, so double vetting all of the support equipment. Strange move, not seen often, but I think he has the infantry. Well, he definitely has the infantry to outmatch the 3rd Guards Tank Corps, but he could be in a hell of a lot of trouble coming up against those Shermans. And I worry about Xenon.Gun not banning those that 3rd Guards Tank Corps. He's going to be reliant on the Ju-88S1 cluster bomber, I believe, as well as the Pak-40s. They can certainly do the jobs against the IS-2s, but he's going to need side shots from those Pak-40s, so the cluster bombers, they're going to be the main threat to those IS-2s. So I'd like to see Herr, when he deploys the IS-2s, to bring out some anti-air as well. I am sure he will do that. He is a top player. And this matchup, actually, as we come into the full screen, Herr is currently playing in the Steel Division League in Group 1, and Xenon.Gun playing in Group 2. So this is an opportunity for Xenon.Gun to show what he's made of, but a very defensive start from him, especially given that he's got Maverick income. He's got Vanguard income. Xenon.Gun on the right hand side of the screen in blue, he's setting up some static MG42s, IG18s, even his or the FK288, and even the Alpha down here in the very south. He's got an F288 up on the ridge. I'm presuming, well, a kind of a surprising choice there. I would have thought he'd move it maybe slightly, well, maybe that is the best position for it, really. It does look like he's pushing forward in this northern sector. I think this is where he could make some decent ground in this infantry area, but then the Shermans at such short range engagements, they are going to do very well. So here Robert races forwards with the Sapori and the Ognamachiki, rushes straight into the town, loses 2 units of Ognamachiki there, and he will win out just against the Stosstruppen. But the MG42 is going to take its toll, and potentially this Ognamachiki could go down. That could be a successful early defense for Xenon.Gun. Further up, the Grenadier DP actually catch the Ognamachiki out there, but the Aftermachiki, they have got themselves into the forest, and they're going to be one of the key defenders in this these heavy forest engagements. But look at the forces Xenon.Gun's got here in this little pocket. His 2 Black Pioneers and 1 Black Grenadier, definitely the best infantry units in the game. But here Robert takes the early 13-11 lead. I think Xenon.Gun is going to go for the C phase victory. I would expect he's going to try and hunker down in A phase, despite him having the income advantage. I would think he's targeting the difference in income in C phase to kind of overwhelm in the long run. He does, however, bring back the game to a 12-12, picking up this flag back here. I'd like to see him rush forces through as quickly as possible. Here Robert bringing in an OB-25 to reinforce that position, along with an Emcher. We're going to see a lot of those Emchers come out. And in the south, here Robert kind of happy with his positioning in that southern area. Potentially, I mean, his attack into this town was unsuccessful, but Xenon.Gun actually happening to pick up this flag in the rear after kind of bypassing the Sapori PPSH and Ognamachiki. A half track does go down there, but picks up the 13-11, and ME-109 coming in, targeting that those Aftermachikis, and if he gets the gets a decent result here, he could actually get them pinned down with the Grenadiers retreating. Excellent micro, keeping them out of that 100-meter fight. Here Robert reacts, takes the Aftermachikis away, and they will survive to fight another day. But I'm guessing Xenon.Gun's going to close in with both Grenadier squads, and those Aftermachiki could go down, as well as another strafing run from the ME-109 flying overhead. Another Emcher going into that northern side. We're going to see a lot more of those Emchers coming in. A second OB-25 coming in, and a Gvardia. This OB-25 bringing itself into a position to provide kind of overwatching fire. The Panzer II Lux is okay for the moment, but we'll get outmatched once the Emchers turn up. The rampaging SDKFZ 251/1 half tracks just absolutely rampaging through the back lines. This feels like France 1940, the way that Xenon.Gun is just absolutely, look, progressing through this forest area with his Black Grenadiers, and SDKFZ half tracks leading the way. But I feel like we're about to head into 1944 with the Emchers from the Americans coming up the road, And we know he does have the Panzerschreck here, so potentially at least one of these Emchers is going to be in trouble. Robert's spawning in now more Sapri PPSH and Gvardia, as well as the ZSU M15, and that ZSU M15 will protect the skies against the ME 109, but also stand him in good stead for the future when those IS-2s comes in, and to counter the cluster bombers that potentially could threaten those IS-2s. The Aftermachiki still behind enemy lines, and look at the number of forces that Xenon.Gun has sent in to root out those Aftermachikis. 2 squads of Stoss troop, they are going to go down now, and those Aftermachikis though have delayed a hell of a lot of resources from the Germans to Flak 38 20 mils coming in, and yeah, just repositioning the orders. Could potentially be in trouble from the OB-25, but that will actually provide Xenon.Gun with some AA to help him out in any fighter dogfights he may come up against. I think the Panzerschreck potentially moved forward for a strike. Don't think he got one on, but the potentially noticing the Sapri PPSH coming in. The Glide Pioneers are absolutely going to decimate those Sapri PPSH. The Emchers, they do start to get involved. The Glide Pioneers moving back. Excellent work from Xenon.Gun. Starting to look like a decent game at the moment. Here Robert's got the 13-11. He's picked up, I think it will be this flag down here in the southern side, and Xenon.Gun really, he's got a very defensive line here, so we're not going to see him push back into there quite so soon. But hey, Robert doesn't have a massive amount there himself. Xenon.Gun certainly concentrating on this northern side. Some Emchers coming into the city now, and look, the only unit here is the Grenadier DP with the Panzerfaust way back in the back lines, and those Emchers are going to wreak havoc until some kind of anti-tank weaponry comes into this centre ground. There is a Tiger on the way, and 2 Stug 3Gs being spawned in, so Xenon.Gun has noticed the peril that he is in right now, and hey, Robert, he's kind of having to hold off with those Emchers until he can get Gvardias to move forwards. He doesn't quite know there's no infantry here with no anti-tank, but wisely choosing to hold off for the infantry to lead the way, and maintain the 12-12 now from Xenon.Gun. I think briefly this had changed over to Hey Robert, and he may well pick up that flag. He does pick up that flag again, back to a 13-11. Hey Robert gets the tick, but he's going to need something more. Sapri versus Beglite Pioneers. The Sapri will lose out, but it's how many men they can take out of these Beglite Pioneers. They only took down 3 men, so those Beglite Pioneers will definitely be able to take out many more squads of those Sapri PPS. Sorry, just general Sapri. The Beglite Grenadiers engaging the Gvardia, and they will certainly massively win out those that engagement as well. And the Beglite units, huge units for the German sides. 2 Emchers rampaging forwards now, and there's no infantry ahead of these units, but the Panzerschreck doesn't know where to go. It is going for this northern Emcher, but yes, he's now changing his mind, coming down south again, and I think that's a wise choice. The Yak 7B fighter rocket plane coming in for the strike there. I'm not sure how that was targeted. Did Herr Robert get sight of something, or was that just a pre-ambush for the Gvardia to come in? I feel, oof. Down goes, I think that was probably Machiki in the half track. After Machiki moving forwards, they'll stand a much more difficult fight, but the Panzerschreck again moving back north, and he's putting himself in a difficult spot. Has Xenon.Gun again changing his mind, I think realising the Gvardia there, but these Panzerschreck caught out in the open, they could go down. The Gvardia do take a lot of damage from the MP44s and the G43s of the Beglite Pioneers. Very advanced weaponry, and wow, down goes the Aftermachiki. The Emcher's in real trouble again. Herr Robert backing that out of here. He's just lost all of his infantry. Another Yak 7B bomber coming in, or rocket ground attack rocket plane, does hit the Beglite Pioneers, but does not take any casualties, or they do not take any casualties. Herr Robert's attack in this central town is still progressing, No further moves as of yet, but the Saparis are now on their way in, and they will certainly be handy with those satchel chargers in a close-up city fight. And the supporting fire from the Emchers is going to mean that immediately down go the Stosh troop defending that building. The MG42 in quite a nice position there to be able to fire on the Sapari from distance. Tiger E is just in reserve at the moment. Stug 3Gs ordered earlier are now on the way into battle. But still in these close range engagements, Shermans, they can fire very quickly, and they could do some serious damage. The Beglite Pioneers pushing forwards now, and look at the front line. Herr doesn't really have anything here at the moment that can resist against this push. I'd like to see the Panzerschreck follow him, and yes, Xenon.Gun starts to move that forwards. Potentially this Emcher could be in trouble, but so far Herr's reacted very well at keeping his Emchers safe. I think one of them did go down at some point, potentially. No, it was in this southern area. There's two, but there was an IS-2 Comroti on the field, and has suffered a transmission damaged. So we haven't seen what's impacted that. Potentially this FK-288 at the edge of this forest here did do that job and was taken back to protect it, as it has lost men there. The Grenadier DPs also moving across. This Panzerschreck could be getting itself into a very decent position. If this Emcher goes down, it will allow these Grenadiers to make some decent progress as well. There's a flag captured back here, but one lost up here. We're still at a 12-12. The Panzerschreck engages, crude kill, and that's a major result for Xenon.Gun. But in come the Yak-7B strikes onto the Tigers and the half tracks, and an IL-2 coming in as well, also engaging on the Tiger. But no major victory there for those weapons. The ME-109 making chase, but potentially could get itself into hot water with the ZSU M15 there. Really going for it, but he's now evacuating, turns the wrong way. Gonna have to fly straight back over that ZSU M15 and does get shot down. Massive loss there, and that's going to remove the fighter coverage from Xenon.Gun's arsenal. The Beglite Grenadiers have made some excellent progress, but Gvardias and after Machikis coming in now, we are out of A phase. So Xenon.Gun has lost the economic advantage. Herr now has that economic lead, and he has an extra 60 points at his disposal per minute. That adds up to 600 points over the 10-minute phase of phase B, and this could be a major... I mean, this is where Herr going to be looking to push forwards after Machikis coming into this heavy forest, and two squads against one Grenadier. We could see a victory here. The bombing run comes in, but does just miss the Beglite Grenadiers. These Beglite units are absolutely fantastic units. They do cost a lot of points. And a second ME-109 coming in there. A Gvardia pushing forwards, may get taken out. No, just unloaded in time. And will move in and potentially clear up that Panzerschreck. I feel like this bombing run, does just pin down his own after Machiki there. The Gvardia will get the anti-tank grenade off and get the surrender, and I feel like that Beglite Grenadier, he has to make it back to his own lines, and he's not going to succeed in doing that. The ZSU still engaging, the IS-2 Comroti still in a holding position there. The transmission damaged, but the ME-109 engaging again these IL-2 planes, and another one shot down. I feel like that's two mistakes there from Xenon.Gun. You know, losing those two planes to the same ZSU M15, that's going to really hurt him. We've got a Pack 40 making its way up through the northern forests. One of the northern Sherman did go down, probably to the Tiger A. The Panzerschreck has escaped for another day, and the Beglite Pioneers moving forwards, but even out in the open, These are elite troops, and I think that Gvardia is going to go down. The Blight Grenadiers do recover, but they are caught behind enemy lines, so if they are pinned down, they're surely going to be surrendered. The Tiger re-engaging the Gvardia in the north. They're pinned down. The Blight Pioneers are just going to get into cover. This Panzerschreck moving forward. We could see another Panzerschreck kill onto the Emcher. In the centre, the Stug 3J did move forwards, but the IS-2 is too much of a match for that Stug. And Herr Roberts pushing forwards into this centre town once again. He has managed to get rid of the MG42 that was holding this central area. Does slip in a Gvardia. I feel like actually he did have this flag at one point, so Xenon.Gun obviously forced out the infantry that was here. We saw sapper units come in. We've got 2 Panzerschrecks, and this is what Xenon.Gun is going to be using, clearly using to keep those Shermans at bay. And so far he's done quite a good job of doing that. And we have a Flatvilling on the field as well. That will help him out. 2 81mm mortars here targeting the OB-25. And look at this, the Grenadier DP potentially getting into a position to threaten the IS-2 Komrotti with the Panzerfaust, but I don't think that's going to be close enough. He's going to need to dash out into the open to get into that 120 meter range. Yes, 120 meter range, so he's still got a way to go, and potentially a little bit of smoke might allow him to just sneak in there, but he's going to be announcing his arrival, taking out the OB-25, does get pinned down. The Robert's going to know they're there and potentially may move this IS-2 slightly over to avoid any kind of Panzerschreck coming in. A Yak 7B bomber does strike down onto the Blight Pioneers, but they start with how many men do they start with? I can't get them up right now. They start with 13 men, so they've not lost that many so far. The Flatvillings do open up now on the IL-2Ms. And weapon jam and fuel tanks leaking, but I think that one's going to get out. The Yak 7B still circling. We've got a Panzerschreck strike coming in on the Emcher. Does get the kill, that Panzerschreck. At least 2 Emcher kills now. And that's done fantastic. That's done a fantastic job. I think the Yak 7B was going to go in for a strafing run there. Look at this Pack 40 placement. If it succeeds getting that forwards, this supply line is going to be in serious trouble. But Xenon.Gun really holding on to this top line. We've still got a 12-12 right now. And Robert, he's 16 minutes into this game. He's had the income advantage for 6 minutes now. But he's not quite managed to push forward. We have now got smoke coming in. The Grenadier DP's moving forward. I don't think this IS-2 can move because of the transmission damage. This could be a major kill. Yes, it can move. It's just incredibly slowly. I think Robert has managed to react in time, but I'm surprised he didn't move that IS-2 when the OB-25 got attacked. Does just manage to get it far enough away and brings in an IL-2 just to make sure that that IS-2 doesn't go down either, and down go the Grenadier DPs. But is that 3 flak fillings now? Oh no, a flak 3820 in the very northern side. The AA net is starting to get built up. The SK-18's coming in for Xenon.Gun, and Robert not really opting for any artillery at this stage. The Panzerschreck has gone down. The Pack 40 has managed to get into this position. The IL-2 concentrating on those Blight Pioneers, but will this Pack 40 pick up several kills as the Emchers come in? This would be a major victory. He's got it on a move order though, so it's not stopping to attack. It now does so. The Blight Pioneers pinned down by the IL-2 attack, and the Tiger just sitting in place now. Let's look at this Pack 40. Transmission damage on the rear Emcher. The Xenon 37 unloads. Tracks broken on one of the Gvardias. They unload. No kills yet. And I feel like the others, oh my days, they're just out of line of sight from this Pack 40. And that's the Emcher beginning to take fire. The IL comes in with a bombing strike. Oh, Down goes the Pack 40. Oh, that is such a wasted opportunity from that Pack 40. Xenon.Gun will hate to see that back once again. That Pack 40 was in such a promising position, and it just didn't do what was expected of it. The SDK have said moving forward, but I don't like that position. The Amateur is going to be able to take that down quite easily. Another flat villain coming in, very close to the front as well. The Tiger E pushing forwards, and another bombing strike coming in on the Panzer II Lux. The Black the Black Pioneers still there, and Xenon.Gun is still managing to hold on at this point to a 12-12, and we are almost out of B phase. If we look at overall the forces on this map, well, I think it's actually fairly even, which should give Xenon.Gun the advantage as we come into phase C. Another bombing strike coming down onto the Panzer IIs. Another flat filling in place now though, so I feel like if those fighters could have survived, you know, now we're in positions where there's 3 flat fillings on the field and a flat 38, we could see those fighters beginning to pick up kills. Another rocket plane strike coming in. Herr just does not want those Panzer II Luxes to take fire on his infantry. He's building up a number of Amateurs. In comes a VZ VOD, Guardia, and I'd like this Amateur to push forward, but Her's not doing that because he doesn't have infantry in front, so he doesn't really know what's there, so it is the right call not to do it at this stage. The IL-2 comes in again onto those Panzer II Luxers. I think potentially he had bad target in there, but surprising that he's striking so much at the Panzer II Luxers and not really at the Tiger E. Surely he can see that Tiger E with the Guardia. Maybe he can't. Maybe he is not aware of that Tiger E's position. The IS-2 Comrotti is turret struck now. And look at the number of Panzer Shreks Xenon.Gun has got in this place. He's still got one not unloaded as well. A Fusilier DP providing recon. The OB-25 striking out with the heat shells originally on the advancing Grenadier DPs. They're advancing across the open, but nothing really that can stop them right now other than this OB-25. I'd like to see the 81mm mortars engaging this OB-25 right now. Not quite getting into play. And 2 Pack 40s coming in, but they're coming in on the road. Yes, they are unloaded. Potentially they could be what does the job for this IS-2, but it is getting fixed up as we speak. The Pack 40s engaged. The first 2 shots get the bounce, but he does have the APCR, so could get the kills here. We've got some engagements in the north as well. More bombers coming in from Herr. I've never seen Herr use this much air before. I don't believe I have anyway. One of the rocket planes now gets shot down by the flat rings. We've got a third ME-109 in on the way. Finally, the Panzer II Lux goes down. These Pack 40s, they're not making their way through the thick frontal armour of the IS-2, but they will fall it back. They are out of APCR ammunition now, so we'll struggle to penetrate even more than before. We've got a second IS-2 into this central town. I'd like to see these Shermans, you know, kind of come forwards, provide kind of frontal cover for the IS-2 here. But it looks like potentially Herr off microing elsewhere. Oh, I like what Xenon.Gun did there. He realised he could potentially get in position for a Panzerfaust shot off against this IS-2. And look at the Tiger rushing forwards down the road on fast move. There are 2 Guardia here with the anti-tank grenades. That Tiger could be in trouble, and the IS-2 can see it. Does get the transmission damage, or destroyed even, and will get a side shot here. Surely that will go down. The loader knockout does give that Tiger a bit more chance, but another shot from that IS-2. I feel like it's going to go down. What can this Tiger do? A bounce. Not good enough. The IS-2 surely will take it out now. Yes, there it goes. Incendiary. And Herr a little late to micro forward those Guardias. They could easily have jumped forward with the anti-tank grenade. Major attack coming in here from Xenon.Gun, but all of his infantry is out in the open. The Gvardia DPs opening with their DP machine gun. The IS-2 is still alive. The Panzerschreck is the main threat to it. He is targeting onto it, but the IS-2 did engage there. Will he get the shot off? He does so. Crew panicked. Oof. Just not enough. Down goes the Panzerschreck. It was a nice attempt by Xenon.Gun, but now the Panzerschreck's gone down, the two Emchers rushing in. They will clean up the rest of the infantry, and it really weakens Xenon.Gun's position in this central town. The northern side, another plane gets shot down. The Flatvelings are in a fantastic place now, but right on the front line, Herr Roberts managed to get enough units in here to destroy the infantry from Xenon.Gun. I feel like he had a lot of Beglite Pioneers right from the start. They got weakened. He didn't reinforce the position. Down goes the Flatveling. Big kill for Herr Robert, but there is a Tiger there, and again, you know, that Tiger in that position wasn't able to stop those Shermans from just pushing through. I'd have liked to have seen it covering the road. Maybe he pulled it back at some point when it was heavily stressed out. But I feel like that Tiger was in a bad position there. And still no movement really in the southern area. An IS-2 coming in, and that will certainly outmatch anything that Xenon.Gun has down there. And actually, this IS-2 can certainly protect the infantry moving forward. And that's a nice play from Herr Robert. I feel like we're in C phase now, 25 minutes into the game. Herr Robert has the 13-11, we'll win it in 23 minutes time. Xenon.Gun, for me, he has to start taking out these IS-2s. And so far, I feel like we've lost one in this central area. Here it is. And that one went down. Probably to potentially a Panzerschreck strike from the edge of the forest. Or a side shot there, actually. It was facing side armour. Essentially a side shot from the Pack 40s. But we've got one still remaining in the central area. And one now in the south. Xenon.Gun, and one coming into the north area as well. Look at these massed IL-2 bomber strikes onto the Tiger. It's just pushing the Tiger back. Allowing these Emchers to push forwards. And wow, will the Ogmachiki get involved at this stage? Surely they won't be able to get the surrender in Xenon.Gun's territory. He needs to be in his own territory to do that. Look at him engaging with the flamethrower onto the Tiger E there. But the constant harassment. Wow! Down goes the Tiger E. Who is going to get that kill? It has to be the Emcher, surely, with a side shot. I don't believe that I'm even considering that the Ogmachiki got the kill with the flamethrower. But it's allowing Herr Robert to push forwards now. I mean, he doesn't know there's two Panzerschreck squads lying in wait, but that Tiger has gone down. That was the main threat to the Shermans in this northern side. And as long as Herr Robert kind of moves up his infantry, you know, and doesn't get those Shermans too far forwards, then he can make a lot of ground in that northern area. More Flak 38s coming into this centre ground. Xenon.Gun throwing in the reinforcements. He's trying to pick up this central flag here. Herr Robert's picked up kind of a nice defensive position along this kind of back road almost. And that's standing him in pretty good stead at the moment. And I think he's controlling that centre ground pretty well. Two IGs coming into the southern side, but it's not going to be anywhere near enough to take on this IS-2 in the southern area. I'd like to see the JU cluster plane come into this southern side, because all of the airplanes have all been concentrated in this northern area. So if I was Xenon.Gun, I'd be betting there's no AA down in this southern side. So that's what I would be thinking right now. The two IG-18s, I think they're probably covering off against his M45, but like I say, it's not enough for this IS-2. It's just going to sit back, attack. Herr Robert's pushing the OB-25 forwards as well, and he should just screen with the infantry, reveal units, and use the IS-2 and the OB-25 to take them out. More airstrikes coming into this centre ground. Oh, the infantry just go down before the strikes come in, but the Flatveling's too far back to really engage the IL-2 before it makes the strikes. Pack 40's coming into the centre ground. So this is what, another AA piece coming in as well. This is what Xenon.Gun is going to be banking on to get rid of those IS-2s, the the Pack 40s in the northern side. As so far, Robert's kind of happy with his position. He's not pushing further forward, but I feel like if he pushed an Emcher around this northern side to link up with his Ognomachiki, he'd realise nothing's here, and actually it'd be a nice little coverage for him of this resupply route. So engagement still in this centre ground. Granted, every time that Xenon.Gun moves his infantry forwards, though, he comes up against the supporting fire from the Emchers and the OB-25s, and there's just his infantry just isn't going to stand up to the support weapons. It will take out Herr Robert's infantry in a 1-for-1 fight, but while those supporting weapons are there, Herr Robert's going to win the day. IL-2 bomber going in, and then I think kind of thinking again about its attack run. Same with the IL-2M back here. Things have kind of quietened down. I think both players are kind of thinking what the next move is. Herr Robert has 13-11. I think he's going to try and protect that rather than advance forwards. He is, well, we are well into C phase, so Xenon.Gun has the income advantage once again, and I think Herr Robert has slowed the pace down so that he can kind of save up for the IS-2s to bring out. They are costly in C phase. He only has 80 income, so it takes him at least 3 minutes to bring one of those in, which may be why we've seen the pace of his attacks slow down. The Gavardia do push all the way forwards. The IGs are unloaded now, but I think those Gavardias kind of faced off against the No, it was a short range IG that was taking them down. But the IS-2's now in play, and the bombers just spotting, I think, the Pack 40s coming in. Potentially that was just the computer with the micro orders making it look like he was targeting the Pack 40s there. But yeah, like I say, with the Emcher, the IS-2 and the OB-25s, if Herr Robert just moves up his infantry to locate units, they will all open fire and certainly destroy pretty much everything that's there. One IG-18 looks like it could well fire on the Emchers, but it's out of heat shells, so won't be able to make a substantial impact. And actually, I feel like Xenon.Gun's momentum is it's just completely ebbed away, and he has a lot of equipment on the field, but actually not a lot of it is infantry. I mean, if we look back here, he has sort of mortars, flat guns, Panzerschrecks, Pack 40s, you know, more AA, more Pack 40s, Panzerschrecks, MG42s, IGs. Not actually a great deal of fighting infantry, and no real tanks to be seen on this field. So Herr Robert has managed to take down the armour of this 14th Infantry, and I feel like Herr Robert definitely in the driving seat at this point with those IS-2s. Another one coming into this central ground. I'm not sure if one was taken down there. I feel like at some point we must have lost one somewhere down here, and potentially as well, no, we do have one there in the north. I feel like one has been lost from down in this area. Is this it here? Yes, this is it here. So it looks like, again, driving north to south, showing side armour, and the pack guns potentially pick that one off and have since moved position. So Flammenwerfer's coming in really for Xenon.Gun, so I think he needed some quick reinforcements. He has picked up this centre town flag. He has forced it back to a 12-12, but will he win the grind? The long sea phase grind? I kind of feel like he won't. He needs to take out the IS-2s, but he needs to also keep intact his Tigers so that they can take out the Emchers. In comes another bombing run, takes down the Pack 40 that was just on the edge of the heavy forest there. We've got a Pack 40 engaging an IS-2. at very long range and shouldn't be able to win out. Does still have the APCR, so will inflict some criticals, gets the transmission damage. And actually, I feel like that was a side shot there. No, maybe not. Does get the driving knockout as well. More bouncers. It's now out of APCR, so will not really penetrate at that distance. It does still inflict the shooter knockout critical. Potentially this could get forced back here into a fallback state, and potentially the commander in that tank could reverse, show his side armor. Potentially there could be another IS-2 on the way down. An IL-2M coming in, taking strikes into the Flak 38 and the 2 Pak 40 guns, but with the transmission damaged, I feel like that tank actually can't move in its falling back state, so it actually won't show side armor to the Pak 40s. 2 of those planes were forced back. In fact, one of them shot down, but the other one did succeed in at least knocking out a number of men from those Pak 40s. And look at the number of infantry in this line that Herr's got. He's advancing through the forest in a line with Guardias. This is great to see. I love this kind of play. And a bit more north, he's kind of got a line set up in defence with a hell of a lot of Emchers. He's not worried about that northern position for the moment. I think a lot of his micros going into this central area. I think this is where he thinks he's going to make up this flag, but actually I think if he was to push through this northern area, he could pick up 2 flags here without a problem. Panzerschreck pushing forwards, oof, just gets taken out before it can fire away at that Emcher. The Begleit Grenadiers, again, like I said, great infantry units, but they won't stand up against the supporting fire from the Emchers, and Herr's getting very ambitious now and pushing forwards these Emchers without infantry in front of them. I mean, he's obviously happy he's seen enough infantry round here without the AT weaponry, and we have a Panzerschreck. We've got a Pak 40 moving forward. The IS-2 did go down after a number of attempts. In comes the cluster bomb, could take out 2 Shermans here. Oof, just not long enough. The cluster spread there just not long enough. Would have taken out a second Sherman for sure, but one of them at least goes down. And these Ju-88s now on the field, they're going to worry Herr. Maybe his IS-2s could go down here. If the IS-2s do go down, will he have enough to hold out? I still think the answer is yes, if I'm honest. The lack of armor on the field from Xenon.Gun. Only 1 Tiger E here, and I think I saw a Stug. No, must just be 1 Tiger E. Oh yes, here is the Stug. So 2 armoured units right now to stand up against the Shermans. But, I mean, if Xenon.Gun just push down this road, again, it's these Shermans here that he needs to take out. But there is some ground down here for him to advance into, if he was able to do that. So, Herr looks like he's now pushing up north. His attack in this sort of northern area. Oh, look at the fire coming in from those 2 Flak 38s. And the Flak 38s back here as well. Xenon.Gun has really had enough of Herr's constant harassment from the air. He moved forward the Stross troop, but they come into fire of the Gvardia and the VZ Vard, the Emcher moving forward through the light forest, but the Panzerschreck also moving into position. Will the Panzerschreck get it shot off before being destroyed? Yes, it did, and does bail out the Sherman. Does just enough, but will it get a second shot off? It should do. I feel like it's going to go down now. He can't progress forwards. Yeah, Xenon.Gun microing that one away, but I feel like that Panzerschreck is going to go down. May still get away. I mean, Xenon.Gun has done some absolute work with these Panzerschrecks, but I don't know. There's just a hell of a lot of Shermans come out from these 3rd Guard Tank Corps deck that even with the amount of Panzerschreck kills he's getting, it's still potentially just not enough. The Flak 3820's moving into a position where they're actually under threat coming through this heavy forest from the Gvardias. And Herr, he can definitely make a hell of a lot of progress here. I mean, if we look at infantry, we've got the Pioneer SVTs back here. But if you just push through, there's like there's 8 men here. Not counting the AA flat guns. But yeah, 8 men. Up to Herr's what? Like 40 odd men. He needs to bring some amateurs into this central area as well. Help out against the AA units, but they're on the way. They are on the way. The IS-2 still in this central or northern central area, just covering off this supply route. What a fantastic position this has got. You know, just here, looking completely down the supply roads. But as we stand, Herr picks up the 13-11 and we'll get the victory in 17 minutes time. There's potential for Xenon.Gun. Oh, we have an IS-2 moving down into the same position the last one got destroyed in, but this time there's only one Pack 40 left. Oh, down goes the Stug 3G. Like I said, at close range, the Shermans are king. The Panzer II Lux should go down as well. Pioneer SVTs advancing forwards into the path of the Gvardia DPs. I feel like they may well pick up the kill, but will die straight away afterwards. They aren't choosing to go in. Yes, do pick up the kill. Xenon.Gun spawning in Grenadier DPs. He thinks he can make progress here, but just getting through the Shermans is going to be an issue. The Pack 40 opening up, driving knockout on the IS-2. There's only 1 man left in that squad. The Tiger A not really in a position to engage, and that Pack 40 is going to go down. Yes, it does. The Robert choosing to fast move that into the light forest, and then forward again. Interesting decision that. So, 40 minutes into this game, 15 minutes left for Xenon.Gun to put himself back into a level position. I mean, he's moving forwards across the open. I feel like that's a mistake. There's a Tiger E coming in now. Potentially, I mean, this IS-2 is out of HE shells. It's got 8 AP shells left, so Robert does need to bring in a supply truck, especially with the transmission damage. But even at this range, the Tiger E will just struggle to penetrate that IS-2. Needs the cluster bomber to come in, but Robert has reinforced this southern side with anti-air, and that will make it much more difficult. I feel like Robert is going to make the most progress in this northern side. He has picked up this northern flag and should, if he continues the push, pick up the second northern flag. I mean, even if he continues, he should surround these Pioneer SVTs. They have no anti-tank on them. This is going to be easy pickings. There should be 2 surrenders there. And wow, Robert's got this flag unlocked in the northern side. This is going to be the victory. 2 Pack 40s coming in. It's not going to be enough. It is not going to be enough for Xenon.Gun to hold this northern side. The flag swings in favour of Herr Robert. We're up to a 14-10. 42 minutes into the game. And potentially this one, that northern push has potentially secured it for Herr Robert. The IS-2 continuing to push forward in the southern area, but no HE shells, only armour penetrating shells left on the IS-2. And of course the Dushka, but that one's down to 240 50 cal bullets, and we do still have the 2 DPs on it as well. So it can engage at very close range. The cluster strike coming in, taking out a Sherman, but like I say, it's not enough. Needs to get infantry in here, as well as the supporting Pack 40s, and whatever he can to take out these amateurs. I feel like now the AT guns aren't in place into dug-in defensive positions, Herr Robert's able to push forwards with those amateurs. I mean, look, there's no anti-tank weaponry in sight. I mean, Herr Robert will not know this, and Xenon.Gun's actually very lucky that he's pushing forwards in. He can push these Pack 40s into these positions without being destroyed along this supply route. Very lucky that one of the Shermans didn't move up to cover off that position. The Gvardiya DPs are moving forwards, but I feel like Xenon.Gun, he has managed to get the Pack 40s into place. Another JU coming in to strike on the Shermans. Maybe we'll take another one down. Yes. Will it make it out? The IL-2 in chase. The flat guns have gone down on this northern side. This could be a kill here. Yes, down goes the JU-88. Only one of them left. And keeping that last one alive is going to be absolutely vital. More Emchers come into this southern side. I feel like the pace has picked up from Herr and it's been lessened by Xenon.Gun. He cannot afford the more expensive troops. Fusilier DPs coming in. Surely not. Surely Xenon.Gun cannot be out of infantry at this stage. But again, they're coming down the reinforcement road straight into line of sight of this IS-2. So they could get destroyed potentially before they're able to get into position. Down goes one. Emcher getting involved as well. Will the other one make it? I think it will just make it. Yes, it does just make it, but losing one in the transport there. This is a fantastic position from this IS-2. I mean, it's really shutting down the supply route. I think in the reverse, it's a much tighter kind of line onto that supply route. Still possible, you know, to shut down this supply route, but a much tighter line than this one. Grenadier DPs finally making their way into the centre. The Tiger goes down. A head-on fight. Was it a head-on fight? I think it was a head-on fight with the IS-2 there that took down that Tiger. The IL-2M comes in with its strikes on the Grenadier DPs. Does pin them down, but I don't think they're going to be held back. The Pack 40 engaging the Sherman there. Potentially could go down to the Gvardiya in the open, I think. Oh, there goes a surrender. There goes a surrender by Xenon.Gun. 45 minutes, 59 seconds. Herr picks up the victory. And I did enjoy that game. I guess it shows the power of the 3rd Guards Tank Corps. Surprising that Xenon.Gun didn't ban that division. Herr with 4,500 kills to 3,200 losses. And Xenon.Gun definitely looked like he was in a decent position coming up to the end of Phase B. I feel like once we got into Phase C though, just the build-up of forces by Herr over that period of Phase B, while Xenon.Gun looked in a decent position, I think Herr had just brought in enough supporting equipment, was able to take out the majority of infantry and certainly armour, and that kind of left Xenon.Gun in this strange position where he had very few fighting units and a hell of a lot of supporting units, whereas at the same stage Herr, he had the supporting Emchers and the supporting OBs and the supporting aircraft, but he certainly had a hell of a lot of fighting infantry left on the ground, and I think that was the difference really. Xenon.Gun also relied a hell of a lot on those Panzerschrecks. Now they did a great job taking out those Emchers, but I think really there was probably quite a lot of points investment into those Panzerschrecks, which potentially there was just too much into those Panzerschrecks. A hell of a lot of investment into anti-air as well, and we didn't see the Ju-88 cluster bomber come out until very late in the game. Again, we lost those fighters early on for Xenon.Gun, and I think with the amount of AA he brought out, keeping those 2 fighters alive at the start of the game could have helped him shoot down a lot of the aircraft, the IL-2s that potentially would have been heavily stressed out and fallen back by those anti-air guns, and that could have been easy kills for the Focke-Wulfs, but it wasn't to be. It was not to be this time. So let's have a look at the kills for Herr. The OB-25 at the start picks up a number of infantry kills and even a Tigery Führer kill. Very nice work there. Probably a HE shell. That maybe that Tigery was heavily damaged and the HE shell finished it off. IS-2 Komrotti from the... Was that from the start? Potentially we missed that at the start. A very early call in. Takes out a Tigery, an FK and an IG. I feel like that did enough work there. The Tigery kill. I mean, Xenon.Gun didn't have a hell of a lot of those Tigeries. I don't think he even had as many as Herr. had IS-2s. So if an IS-2's taken out a Tigery, it's nullifying the armor threat. And then the 14th Infantry, they're only left with Stugs after that, and even the Emchers can deal with Stugs. So yeah, a Tiger kill from the IS-2 Komrotti, perfectly decent. The ZSU coming in, taking down 2 of the ME-109 G4s. That, like I said, those early fighters going down, I think would have hurt Xenon.Gun towards the latter part of the game, not being able to shoot down any of the IL planes that Herr. continually harassed Xenon.Gun's forces with. The Emcher picks up a nice Flak 38 kill and a Begleit Grenadier kill. The Yak-7B rocket plane comes in, gets the Alpha kill. The IL-2M gets the Grenadier DP kill. Another Yak-7B rocket plane getting the Stoss Troop and the Begleit Führer kill, and IL-2 getting the Pak-40 and the Grenadier kill. You know, continuing harassment from those airplanes. The IS-2 taking out 2 Tigeries and a Stug 3G. Job done from that IS-2. Nice work there. And then the Emchers, they're always going to clean up infantry quite easily, especially if it's got no anti-tank weaponry on the side of that infantry. The IS-2 kill here, you know, killing some units. I think this was probably in the southern side. And yeah, more IL-2 kills. More IL-2 kills. Including that JU at the very end. And just nice work from Herr. Let's look at the losses. I'm particularly interested in the Panzerschrecks, but let's have a look at the Begleit units. 4 kills there for the Begleit Grenadiers and 5 kills for the Begleit Pioneers. Another 4 kills for the Begleit Pioneers. I mean, these are expensive units. I think they're 40 points apiece, but you can see why. They are very good infantry units. Panzerschreck here, 2 Emcher kills. Very nice job. Where is the... are there any more? Another Panzerschreck here with an Emcher kill. So that's 3. Just 3. I felt it was more than that. Just 3 Emchers killed with the Panzerschreck. So an Emcher is 60 points. Am I correct? I think it's 60 points. So 180 points in total. The Panzerschrecks. It's going to be a difficult guess here. I'm thinking 25 points a pop. And we definitely saw a hell of a lot of those Panzerschrecks. We saw, I would say, probably what, at least 5, minimum at least 5. So we're talking 125 points. So potentially those Panzerschrecks just paid themselves off. But touch and go, I think. Actually, those Panzerschrecks not getting as many kills as I thought they were. Potentially, I think it was just a micro in to very tight positions, but not necessarily getting the kills there. So let's have a look at the results for that. Herr picks up the victory over Xenon.Gun, and we have our first finalist. Herr in the final will face off against the winner of myself, AngryBird, versus Sean in the second semi-final. We have that one coming up for you tomorrow, and I really enjoyed playing that. It was a corker, and I'm going to enjoy casting it as well. Definitely look forward to seeing that tomorrow. I thank you very much for watching this, and I will see you for that game tomorrow.